Hello everyone, I am Sacred, heartily welcome to you all. I hope that you all had an awesome and superb day, at least. I hope that this video will improve your day, and thank you all for joining me in Hearts of Iron 4. This day I am proud to be the first one to reveal, to spotlight this mod, this modification for Hearts of Iron 4 called Endsieg. Endsieg means final victory in German, by the way, and this is making the game, especially for Germany, really hard. Let's first see what this mod about actually. What is this mod? You can hear some nice speeches in the background as well. Let's actually increase the music, therefore. There we go. Alright. Now, this mod is called Endsieg Ultimate Victory. And this is the official successor to the Götterdämmerung 1944 mod. Anyone else claiming to be uploading my former older version of this mod, Götterdämmerung 1944, is doing so with all my consent, the author said. So the mod came out today on the 3rd of July 2017. Endsieg is I think is a bit too loud. Yeah, Hitler's quite aggressive, you can hear that clearly. Anyways, Endsieg is German for ultimate victory. This term was commonly used in World War I and World War II propaganda, and was one of the most widely used terms in propaganda by the Third Reich. Joseph Goebbels would still come to use this term as a light 1935, ensuring Germans that they were facing a final victory.
Including all that we have known.
This mod is the successor to my previous mod, Götterdämmerung, however, much different than some might remember it. The scenarios of 1943 and 1945 have been added with the 1944 Götterdämmerung and the Battle of the Bulge scenario undergoing some fixes which should join above 3 scenarios. However, while they are just scenarios, I would like greatly to expand on them, which is being done. So, there is a thorough description. I will just name the, well, main things. So, the scenarios are 1943, the turning tide in Kursk. Then 1944, called Götterdämmerung, let's actually open this up. 1933, the turning tide. 1944, Götterdämmerung. And then 1944, December, called Kampf für das Vaterland. And 1945, Endsieg. The features: there is a reworked AI, historical accuracy, a new tech tree, and compatibility. Yeah. Okay, it actually ends a new tech tree, therefore you would have to disable everything else that you have active. I'm going to do that, but we didn't waste any time. Because other features are, for example, the future. The plans for the Endsieg are very big. The future scenarios are apparently the 1916 Somme, 1917 Caporetto, 1918 Kaiserschlacht, and then there are more scenarios, for example the 1941 Barbarossa, 1942 Stalingrad, or 1945 Berlin. There are tons of different scenarios to take a look on, so the mod developer has some great plans for this mod, that's for sure. I actually see, okay, nothing is turned on which may interfere with us, so that's awesome. The tech tree. There's a new tech tree in this modification as well. There are minor steps, but he'd like to expand them in the future. The challenge difficulty, I would like to spike things up and the realism and make this as hard as possible as it should be, as well as making everything as accurate as I can for the scenarios and events within them. Well, staying so, the easiest start of Germany is in 1943, so let's actually get straight into the 1943 scenario and see how easy or how hard it is actually for the Germans. Let's get straight in. You may think it's easy, but don't forget, by the time the Battle of the Bulge was already, the Battle of Kursk, Bitwa de Kursk, was already going. By that time, Germany was already greatly weakened. For example, here Kursk, with the province here, Kursk has fallen and the Soviets successfully recaptured the area. So this is after the German loss at Kursk. The front lines are properly re-established, with German manpower being, well, only 2.8 million. You may think that's much. Well, I mean, Germany has her Finnish ally on her side, also her Hungarian and Romanian allies, as well as various other, as well as Croatia and Serbia here, led by the National Salvation, and Bulgaria. So the Axis is quite powerful by 1943. But saying so, the Axis already lost Sicily. How you can see, there are many Allied troops and there are only some German ones. So things are looking bad for the Germans there. The Allies are quite huge, and the thing which I like here that Japan has its own faction. Therefore, if you can surrender the Germans to capture Line, then the war is over already. Let's take and see how strong the other nations are. Germany has in total 216 factories. This may sound much, but the Soviets actually have 317 of them, being 244 military. So they are twice and half as strong as the Germans are, so they will clearly superiorly overwhelm them. They have a fielded army of 4.8 million. 4.8 million troops, plus an air force of 500,000, while the German air force is just 100,000 strong at this very point. While Italy has so many troops, 300,000, Romania has only 200,000, Bulgaria has 180,000, Croatia has 50,000, and Finland has 158,000 troops, so nothing really compared to the Soviet might, the Soviet war machine. The British have only 310,000 troops and 89 factories, whilst the Americans have around 650,000 troops and 203 factories. So the Allies clearly have to build up in this very scenario, while there is a full-scale war erupting and will continue between the Soviet Union and the German fascists. The Japanese have, well, an army of 1.2 million and 88 factories, so not being that strong, considering the Chinese, they have 500,000 units and, well, 67 factories, plus the Republicans on their side. So I don't know what it seems for the Chinese. But that's it. Let's take a look to the other scenarios before we pick a scenario and then play as a nation. So if you really want to have a challenge, if you want to play as Germany and have a hard time, then I can only suggest you to get the spots and play the lightest scenario, which is set in 1945. This is already where Germany is kind of crippled. I would say it's kind of impossible for the Germans to win. Let's get into the game and see how things look like. Yugoslavia is already being liberated by the communists. The German army at this point is 2.3 million strong. Germany has 77 military factories. They are being crushed by the Free French on one side, by the British and by the Americans, and by the Soviets on the other side. So, if you see the factions, then it's clearly visible that, well, the Axis are kind of crushed, but I don't know where the Comintern doesn't exist at this very point, so this is a mistake, that's clear. Maybe, I don't know what it is. Anyway, the Soviet army is 5 million strong, and the Soviet Union has 335 factories. So, if you want to play a hardcore game, I see this challenging. Even I, as a really veteran and seasoned Heart of Iron 4 player, I could not manage to push the French and the Soviets off here, to be honest. So if you want a challenge, go ahead and play the scenario. You'll expect 700,000 Free French losses here. I don't know why the American troops are missing here, actually. That has to be added. But this scenario is new, so keep that in mind. If you unbox the game for testing purposes, then some alliances will form, where some nations join the Allies, the French too, and there you can see actually how things look like. Then things get more spiced up. and the Soviets will most likely prepare for the last attack into the German soil. If you just let things fly, then you should see them crushed. The Balkans are in this scenario already mainly liberated, with the Social Federative Republic of Yugoslavia being mainly free and having actually 400,000 units at their disposal, led by Josip Broz Tito. They are actually a puppet of of the Soviets. Well, okay, this actually makes sense, since if you heard from the Tito, from the from the Yugoslavian, from the Tito starting split, then you know why. That's the case here. So things are really made historical here. Yugoslavia has its own folk history as well. Yeah, because I picked historical, I don't think they're going this way, but you can see that Yugoslavia kept its own folk history, and if you just unpause the game, you can see clearly that the Germans are just crushing to the might of the Soviet Union, especially. Considering that they have around 1.8 million troops and that they bloody need equipment, plus they cannot manage to put out troops in their lines, that's really not nice, or they actually establish a line of defense. Berlin did fall already. Oh, you can see the Soviet army is just marching with a huge might towards the German fascists, and the surrender will come a bit later. The Germans are actually, 100% towards capitulation. Oh, the Germans surrendered, and there we go. Well, the treaty ended. Okay, the treaty is kind of ugly because that's another thing. So it was what just happened. What the Soviets powered them, so that's not really happened. That's alright. So they are still in war against France, but they are also a part of the Soviet Union. So this doesn't make sense in the reality, if you ask me. But okay, that's about this scenario. So yeah. If you play this as the Soviet Union, I'm sure you'll do things better. Clearly. An das deutsche Volk. Seit der Reichsgründung, well, it's the Emperor here. It's the Emperor Kaiser Wilhelm II speaking. There you could hear the voice of the Emperor, of the German Emperor, which lived 100 years ago. So you should be proud of that. No, but let's take a look to the other scenarios, to the mod Götterdämmerung in 1944. You can see that the Allies already landed in Free France, and the Kampf für das Vaterland is already more expanded. Here, France has been mainly liberated. Germany is in control of more territory, but still things are really tough for the Germans. So, because we still have time left, I'm going to play from the 1943 scenario, the turning tide as the Soviet Union, and try to knock out the Germans as quick as possible. Let's play historical as the Soviets, Oberweit as the Soviet power here, and crush the Germans. So we start off with 4.8 million troops. I think I should lower the music volume, it's really high. That's still acceptable. Firstly, you can see that the research tree is completely reworked. The Soviet Union already going as late as 1945 in the research, so let's get the research already done. Especially here in the land doctrine, that's also completely reworked. The research is already completely reworked. The tank path is completely reworked. The artillery path is completely reworked. Land doctrine, the fleet naval doctrine is completely reworked. The air path is also completely overhauled, so this is a really nice addition. Plus the engineering completely reworked, plus the industry path. So inside. At this point I'll go for the vertical construction 9, and actually for atomic engineering, and for the land doctrine. We are here, so you can see how just insanely huge this path of the land doctrine is. It's insane. It's insanely huge, so let's go down here and actually get the West offensive going and running. So we have 29 units here. I'll have to do some management, I'll do it quick as possible. These 14 will be assigned here to push to link up with our army outside. Let's try to break out, and these 15 will have the task of pushing into Can I push into Leningrad? Oh, I'm not in war against the... Am I in war with the Finns? Well, that's quite weird. What's that? That's... Oh, we can't pass the state. Well, this actually makes bloody sense, because you know what? Because I know history well, and I can tell you that the Finnish army, they had the chance to encircle Leningrad, but they didn't do that, because the Finnish leaders Mannerheim said if they would encircle Leningrad, then the Finns only wanted to take the territories they lost, plus, yeah, mainly they lost. Therefore, the Finns, they didn't encircle Leningrad. They could have done it, yeah, of course, but they have not done it. To have like some trump card in the peace conferences, and through that action, I think through that action of not pushing into Leningrad, the Finns retained their independence. They could have, but they did not. That's why. That is why that there's an unpassable state, which I really like. If you know history, then you'll understand me. If not, then just Google up Finnish encirclement of Leningrad. Then you'll come through that. So, we know that the Finnish army is weak, therefore I want to knock them out of the war as quick as possible. Assigning this entire army to the Finnish front lines. Alright. Let me go with the intention of pushing into Finland. I think we maybe even design a peace deal with the Finns. This army will be led by a few. Let's actually take care of our main army here. Our main army is fighting against German threats. We have 396 divisions here. That's insane, to say the least. So I can use these troops here too. So let's assign these 47 divisions into this front line of pushing through the Crimean Peninsula. Okay, it has to get re-established. Let's actually pause the game for 1 day so the game adapts some features of the war. And there we go, most things are adapted. Now we can assign them. The Germans, their defense is just superior. I don't know why I'm attacking their different points. This army is defending territory. What's that? Oh, they have a new order there. Oh, well, that's quite interesting. Let's see if we can attempt to push the Kerch Peninsula. They will be led by Field Marshal Boris Shapashnikov. And start to execute already. Then a defense of 1,300. Why is... Oh, okay, so the war will take a long time, especially I won't tell my troops to progress, just to hold the offensives. Because it might be strong, but we lack equipment, especially rations. We have a minus 220,000 rations. Plus we lack everything, which is actually correct at this point, because, well, the Soviet Union at this point was strong, but they lacked equipment. Now I have to massively get the ration production going and running. We are getting around 500 per day. That's quite nice. Don't need so many fighters, because I'll not care about fighters, to be honest. There we go. Let's just get a bit of that. We need rubber. Well, my air force is, I would dare to say, strong enough, so I'm going to really reduce that production. Because we saw the German air force is 100,000 strong, while our air force is 400,000 strong, so that's clearly superior. We have 1,600 planes there, that's clearly overkill. We have 6,500 planes in Kursk. 6,500. Well, if that's quite a bit. That's clear. Let's split them up. Yeah, wow. Yeah, so we shouldn't struggle with that. Let's move them to different airfields of Belarus. Alright, you have to get them just out of there, that's for sure. We have 5,000 planes in Moscow. Well, that's quite a bit. I have to admit that that's surprisingly insane. You have to reform the complete air force. I'll produce even more rations, but that's not all what I'm producing. I need tanks, I need artillery. Let's get more artillery, that's for sure. Let's get more sport equipment. What else do I need? Well, I need fuel. I need fuel because here's a completely new supply system as well in the mod. We need fuel, yeah, so let's get fuel. We are missing fuel. So we need how much fuel? We need 5,000, so 2 lines should be enough. Well, rations I need 200,000 plus I need lots of weapons, so I would say let's also get a line of weapons. I don't know why I have early advanced infantry equipment. That's just bad, so why am I producing that early advanced stuff? I don't know. Therefore it will be smart for me to switch this up to the PPS 38 sort of. I mean 41. 41. Live 10 naval lockyards. Let's get some Soviet ships producing here, especially in Batumi. So, and then, yeah, you can get access. Our focus is nearly soon kind of done. What I could go is just for this. Actually, let's use the. What should I use? We have continuous focuses too. Let's see which can help us in construction repair. I'm not sure if we'll need repair. I think we'll need repair though, but I'll go for the research stuff here first. So therefore, let's go and diversify the program. I don't know why I'm 30% autocratic. By the way, that's yeah. No why. We need actually grind. We lack 158 grind, so I don't know why the Soviet Union lacks grind. So we have to heavily import the grind. But now after nations produce grind, that's the biggest issue. Wow, I have to just get every grain I can, every inch of grind. That's clearly limiting our purposes to mass produce that. The Germans, they are the only thing who want where we still lack 110 grind. What do I have? I have limited experts. I have to close it. I have to do a closed economy. Then I'll have to go for. Okay, that's fine. Let's go for extended conscription. It gives us 8 million, so I can go for total mobilization. Then I can go for the no one is required here. Let's go for army, army defense. Fine. Then for army regrouping and what else? He's dead, so I guess this is not really that useful. So let's go for concealment. For the chief of air force, I'd say. Yeah, less bad accidents. Then let's also get industrial concern and military theorists. Let's get Georgi the Council. Let's get Mikhail Tchaikovsky. I thought he's dead. Probably he's not. We can also get more attack designers for extra speed and soft attack. Let's get mobile, and then aircraft or MiG. And then material for the infantry equipment. 2 arms plant. There we go. Still needs 55 oil. Well, oil we can get from the Americans in really high quantities. And then I need rubber. 18. I don't know why Japan has rubber. Let's get it from the British. Rather have the British than the Japanese outside here. So. Yeah, I have to regroup my complete armed commands. In the first instance, I'd say that they have to, yeah, regroup, which is taking some quite insane amount of time. Let's move them to this province. I have to, yeah, I don't know why there were a billion points stacked in this province. This is slightly overkill. Let's actually get rid of all of them because I have to, well, regroup them. They're simply overcrowded in the air bases. Our air wing, where they are overcrowded, I simply just delete them. They are fine in Moscow now. I can remove the ring set by 200 here. There we go. So go for Esperancy in the eastern front. There we go. Then I will need planes here in Murmansk. I'm gonna deploy wings of 400 there. We'll go for Esperancy in this region. And then also I'll need many in Centralna Russia. I'll assign fighter wings and tactical bombers to take them out in Belarus. Yeah. Can my bomber actually reach Germany? No, they can't. So let's focus on the German troops, let's say. Close air support. Bomb them in let's check the front mounts. I'm not sure what should I focus mainly on. Alright, so let's tell them to bomb them. Yeah, no, where are they? here, let's remove the size to 100. Alright. Go for air supremacy in this region. And then also in Ukraine. These fighters go for air supremacy in central Russia. So I just want to go through here. I have so many stock. There's just so many. I only need this transport fleet, so I can deploy more plane in Kharkov since it's captured and we won't lose it. Let's deploy here with tactical bombers. Let's deploy wings of 500 each, 500 of them and 500 points. There you go in Kharkov. I can deploy 600 in Rostov. Let's deploy strategic bombers there to bomb the Germans. Alright. And then 200 tactical bombers here as well. We still have 5,000 planes in reserve, so I want to use at least all of my bombers, that's for sure. To knock out the enemy industry. Kalinin, deploy 400 more there, and then I can deploy perhaps 400 in the Cuban region. Okay, so now it's the Germans attacking us, don't forget. Now I have to get... I'll make it simple. I could make it thoroughly organized, but I'm just going to make it simple. One huge battle line for the entire front line. Oh, no, don't move like that, that's stupid. Just hold your lines, hold your breath, soldiers. From all the way up here down to this line. Okay, they are now making some minor movements. That's fine. Alright. I'm going to... Actually, I could just split it up into two, into maybe even three. Let's make it into 3 army groups. How the Soviets... Now the Soviets actually had it historically. Let's take care of that. Alright. I have to just... It's the 4th army, so get rid of them. I select the 116, that's fine. This 116 will be assigned to this region all the way into this province. We can delete this battle plan, rest in peace. Now, these units will have the goal of liberating the Baltic states and Leningrad, especially. There we go, this is their first primary push. And we have more troops. I'll say, at this army front, the Первая Белорусская fronta, the first Belarusian front, will have the goal of liberating Belarus. There we go, linking up from that all the way up to Ukraine, even a bit of liberating Belarus and central Poland. That's just an ugly arrow, I'm sorry, let's make it better like this. Alright, there we go, that's a bit better. And these 102 divisions will have the goal of liberating Ukraine and pushing into Romania. There we go, that's the battle goal. Alright, that's even better. It's at least a bit more historical. This is the advantage issue if you are interested in history. Americans, yeah, thank you for your help. 55 convoys, so that's actually quite a bit. So let's say yes. Belgium, yeah, you can ask, move through my territory. And these 140 divisions, so we can unpause the game. We can unpause the game while we are doing our changes. Let's see, I don't need the transport wings, I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm not going to do paratrooping Rostov, these 600s. They are strategic, they can reach Eastern Germany. They'll do the mission only during the night. And with no operations. Let's say low intensity, let's just say no retreat. Oh, what? Oh, nice telegram! Mussolini falls from power! What a surprising event. On 25th July 1943, Benito Mussolini has been voted out by power by his own Grand Council and arrested upon leaving a meeting with King Vittorio Emanuele, who has told the Duke that war is lost and has removed him as Prime Minister. The ill Duke has reported to have barely reacted and have been groggy and unshaven, objecting no nothing. He is now to be moved to a secret area where he will be held prisoner until the war's end. Well, that's interesting. So the Italians actually turned democratic. They joined the Daiutua Kyoeiken. Can somebody explain me why they joined the Japanese faction? I think this is a thing that has to be reworked. Yeah, they shouldn't have been in that faction, should they? Not really. Our entire army of 45 division is still standing here. I want to help out the Chinese against the struggle as well. Oh, I can't want this, I forgot. That's fine. Our army will be led by Konstantin Rokossovsky, you will be led by Ivan Koniev, and this will be led by Alexander Vasilevsky. The 6th army is well based in Belarus, so it will be called the Pervaya Belaruskaya Fronta. The first front, yeah. This army will be called the Pervaya Baltiskaya Front, Baltisky Front. This will be called the Pervy Ukrainsky Front. Pervy Ukrainsky Front. There we go. They all have to regroup and regain. Yeah, I can sign a pact of non-aggression, so just keep quiet. Here, I clearly need grain. Can I somehow produce grain maybe for my country? No, I cannot. Well, that's sad. I can build trenches though, but I don't need trenches clearly. Yeah, I only have 47 civilian factories, so yeah, we clearly focus on the military path. That's for sure. So building something in this terms of war is not really possible. Okay, our troops, they have to be relieved. They are stuck in Leningrad. That's horrible. They have to be relieved. They have to break out. They simply have to break out. There's no way around. Let's say Nikolai Valtutin. Go ahead. I have to break out by myself. It's time to launch our offensive, at least in some certain areas of the country. There we go. We are actually being successful in every part of the country. And down here, I shall not forget the efforts of the Third Army as well. Therefore, launching attack with Field Marshal Leonid Govorov into Finland as well. A massive attack across the entire front line has been ordered by the supreme leader Joseph Stalin. There is Stavropol. I have to find out where. Okay, they are there. They're just gonna support our units there, and then in Stavropol is where their support our units in Ukraine. This should greatly cripple the German industry, plus our bombing campaigns in East Berlin. So we have to break out from Leningrad. There's no way around. We have to break out and lift the shackles of encirclements. This is of highest priority. I don't want my entire army to be encircled there. I am attacking in a really high aggressive stance. That's what I want. Yeah, we can't really leave the encirclement. Therefore, we're gonna suffer casualties there. That's what I want. Why is the blockade blocked? I mean, we have a naval port there. Come on. It said it's blocked. It's blocked from capital. Because the Germans control the straits. So it's of highest importance to win the war against Finland. Can my fleet secure the Baltic fleet? Let's say go for patrol the Baltic Sea and the Eastern North. No, we can't. You can only control the Baltic Sea. That's a bit problematic. So I'll tell my units to advance. Okay, not aggressively, just advance normally. We are pushing the Germans back. We are regaining every inch of land we lost. But we have some power, but I don't need that. The pushing is going great already in 1943. If we check the war, we are in one war. We have our Boris III died. Shortly after returning from a meeting with Hitler, Boris III died of an apparently heart failure on August 28th, 1943. It is believed the king was poisoned by 2 German doctors who had attended him. One of them, Hans Effinger, believed he found the same poison he had alleged to found 2 years prior in a post-mortem examination of Ioannis Mesaras, a slow poison which takes a week to do its work. Boris will have succeeded. Oh no. So our losses are of course higher than the Germans, but we have a field manpower of 5.4 million. The German manpower isn't that really eager, but you can see we did a massive breach in the front line here, so I will exploit this, especially in this front. The German units, they are mainly stuck here, but, well, we are just crushing them in a rapid blow. Leningrad is still encircled. I need to relieve the capital. Well, this is going certainly better than it's went in history. That's for sure. Certainly. Let's spice things up. There we go. The liberation of Crimea. Well, this quite fast. So I think it's just the AI not being able to respond to our huge sphere of management. Just, well, we are nearing ourselves towards German borders, and it is even 1944. But I need 330,000 rations, so I should maybe stop the offensive at 1 point. Yeah, I should maybe stop it at 1 point. Or not make it so aggressive, but like you can see here are no German units on the entire front line, so it's just the AI mismanagement, which is making things easier for us and harder for the Germans. Since they are empty, these 47 will join the joint efforts of our army here of liberating Romania and Ukraine. Actually, let's send them to the central, the first Belarusian front. Oh wait, there we go. You go to the first Belarusian front, that's for sure. Alright. The next goal will be to push into Poland. Well, I would like to know where the German army actually is at this very moment. It's Baltic front, Ukrainska front, Belaruski front. There we go. That's the Belarusian front. Okay. Have I... Oh, I think I misclicked something. It feels like that. I don't know why this front is assigned to the whole front. Yeah, that's I don't know why. It sounds like my mistake, to be honest, or just a change of the borders in the war. Let's go on, and you can see that there are many German troops actually crushed and encircled there. Well, the Baltic front shouldn't really push, let's say, except to the Baltic side, so I don't know why they did that. I'm going to reassign the orders, I told them clearly, to liberate Baltic side. So you can see, I really, this mod is great if you just want to get fighting. If you want to go straight into the battle, this will be the mod just for you. We need rubber. I'll try it with the Japanese then. I mean, I don't know why the British, they don't control any rubber. Still need 79 grind, so who has grind? Maybe let's just get every little inch of grind we can from the French, Mexicans, from the British, from the Canadians, even from the Iraqi, even if it's only 4. Alright, still we require grind. We still require, don't forget, 350,000, well, rations. So let's actually stop the attacks of our army. We did some nice success. Now it's time to reform and regroup our forces after we crushed the remaining German enemies, of course, in this huge bulk, in this insanely huge bulk here. So let's crush these enemies. But let's make a new plan just to crush them there. Alright, led by this field marshal. And I should also reassign my points. I have, well, this mod, I think in one spotlight it won't be enough to really spotlight this, because it's just too great, just too nice to say that, to say the least. Therefore, it won't be enough. It's simply such a huge mod, and I hope it will get the recognition it deserves. Clearly, I hope that. All right, yeah, we control some new airbases. Do we control? No, we didn't see any new airbases. Fine. That's fine. I like the sound. So this sounds, if you play Hearts of Iron 3, you'll remember some of these sounds. For example, when you research something, that's from Hearts of Iron 3, not 4, 3. Well, now we are telling our army to stop the attacks. Also in Finland, they pushed quite well. Now it's time to stop, even against the Finns. So last attacks will end, and then will be all halted. Time to regroup, regain health, that's everything. In this unit, some insane troop movements are being made. we can see clearly. Well, we did a good job here. We acquired many new air bases, which I will deploy in my thousands of planes I have, so I can put them to good use. But I have too many fighters, I think. I don't know why it's called only Fighter Equipment 5. I think it should have a custom 9, if you ask me. That's fine. We can go for complete air supremacy in the area region, especially in Ukraine. I don't know why I don't have complete air supremacy, so let's deploy 500s. That's 500s. Really like the sound. The song of victory. Can you smell it? Can you smell the Soviet air of victory? Oh, look at that, the Americans are already invading, the British are already invading. The Germans there, even as early as 1943. It's time to regroup, rearm, refill our army. We have a clear surplus of fuel, so I should slow that down a bit. We need more artillery, for example, so we can switch that out. There we go, instead to artillery productions. Do we need? We require for our units. Okay, let's go for artillery. I don't know what it's called artillery equipment for. But let's go for that. American aid, gladly accepted. So, we see the factions, but I can tell you here at this point that yeah, they're gonna fall. Italy as well is being invaded by the Allies. I don't know why they should have joined the Allies, but they joined the faction of the Japanese. That's funny though. So, it's bad for the Australians since Japan invaded there, but I'm sure the British and the Americans will strike back. There are 20 German just encircle. Let's crush them. There we go, we just took care of them. If we check the losses now, it will be tremendous. Tremendous. The main units in the Belarusian front. The Ukrainian front, yeah, doesn't have a high priority, I'd say. Because it's already mainly covered by the Belarusian front, just to push into the Balkans. The first Baltic front, let's remake his commands. There we go, across this front line. To cleanse the Baltics from the Germans. To liberate the Baltics, not cleanse, to liberate the Baltics. That sounds better, doesn't it? And they can stop too. They have, I mean, no resources, no equipment anyway, so for them. Then our navy here, German Moscow Fleet, can go for the victory really fits in. Don't forget the Soviet Union is probably the easiest nation to play. If you want to have a challenge, then I tell you, go ahead and play as the German Reich. You will have a challenge, I can guarantee that to you. At this point, the Germans lost 1.4 million troops, we lost also 1.4 million, so it's a stalemate here. Yeah, so we're just building up. Both sides are preparing for something, that's for sure. Both sides are preparing. Especially us, we need rations and infantry equipment. We are getting 1.8 thousand per day, so in around 200 days we should be ready for a main offensive. Plus, the Germans are being invaded by the British and the Allies on the other front, so victory from the Allies, but I don't know why I don't have a faction. I don't have a faction. I don't have the spirit, apparently, to form a faction. So, you know what? To top things off, let's just join the Allies. Oh no, we can't. But why do we have no faction? We should have the Comintern, I think. That's weird. Anyways, I'm gonna end the spotlight here. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you want to see me continue this, let me know down below in the description. It's truly great. I can only encourage you to check this out. I'm going to save it right now and take a last look to the Germans. How was the mod called again? It was called Endsieg. Okay. So let's take a look. Yes, spectator to the German front lines. The Germans, they have only around 2 million units. They have a heavy minus of equipment, so yeah. Plus they have to face The British invading them in Normandy already. So things are not looking bright for them at this very point, Poseidon. The British have an army strength of 500,000. The Americans, they are getting to 1 million. They are building up really quick. At this point, I want to thank you all for watching me. Don't forget to like and to subscribe. Go sure to check my other videos if you did. And have a good day to you all, and see you next time. Goodbye.